now, it's the Rob from 106.1 KISS FM here with my broadcast colleague.
It is Eric with WKDQ, and we are here for another edition of the Enhancement Talent. Thank you for joining us wherever you have found us. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and catch all of our shows. We do it twice a week.
That's right, and we've got a fun topic for you today. Not a whole lot to talk about from Raw or anything this week, but we've got a fun game worked up that I've called Future World Champions.
Now wait, hold on. Now, you didn't mention that there were 3 big superstars that were fired that don't have jobs anymore. You don't want to talk about that?
Well, okay, I apologize. I didn't mean to overlook that.
No, that's fine. I understand. We'll just ignore the unemployment line and go straight to the list.
We will, of course, talk about them. We wish them the best on their future endeavors.
Sure.
I'm going to throw some names at you, Eric.
Okay.
And these are all people who have never been world champion, at least not of the big one that I consider, the one that's still in existence today. And I want to know if you think they are future world champions in the next 3 years. Okay?
Gotcha.
So here we go. I want to start off with the big one. This one's probably easy. Roman Reigns.
In the next 3 years, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Will it be this year? I would tend to say no, even though they kind of want to go that way.
I say in the next 365 days he'll be world champion.
Okay, that's fine.
That could be a fun bet.
And here's what I'll say about that. If he is within the next 365 days, I will go as far to say that after that reign, he will not be again in the next 3 years. How about that?
Interesting. Well, I don't disagree with that necessarily. Time will tell. He's still a young star in a lot of ways.
And it's tough now with only one world title. It really is tough these days. You realize like how much good the world heavyweight title did as a kind of a secondary world championship. But,
I mean, keep in mind they're not in the mentality of hot-shotting it anymore.
No.
Brock Lesnar's had it for since was it SummerSlam or when did he pick that up?
Yeah, SummerSlam.
Yeah,
and he's defended it twice.
Is that it?
That's it. Well, maybe even once.
No, it's been at least because he's fought Cena. Oh my gosh, he won from
one time.
That's nuts. Jack Tunney would be flipping in his grave.
No kidding.
All right, let's talk about this one. This one's harder, I think. Bray Wyatt. Future world champ in the next 3 years.
I will say no.
You say no?
I'm going to say no, but I really want to say yes. But at this point, it's hard to say. He's one of those guys that doesn't necessarily need the title.
He doesn't.
But it's hard for me to say, but I'm going to say no.
I'm keeping notes over here, by the way,
Okay.
so we can go back to this at some point. I'm going to say yes in 3 years. 3 years is quite a while.
It is.
And I can see him with a legitimate title run inside of 3 years.
Okay.
What about Seth Rollins?
Yes, absolutely 100% yes. I think he's, look at him. He's the top heel right now. Not counting Brock Lesnar. But, yeah, absolutely.
I agree. Definitely within the next 3 years. Do you think in the next one?
Yes.
I do too.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose.
I would really like to say yes on this one, and I think I will. I think Dean Ambrose is gonna. I still say gonna break out further than they've ever thought that he would go, especially within the next 3 years. I think he's got plenty of time to do that, and he might. I'm going out on a limb. He might just be the guy to change the business and break it wide open into a new era.
I agree. He's a guy who doesn't drop the ball when he's thrown it. He's a guy who exceeds expectations. I think 1 year, no. I think 3 years, yes.
Yeah. I tend to agree with that.
Ryback.
You know what? I'm gonna say yes on that one.
Okay.
And I don't know why I'm saying yes, but it just seems like I think they have faith in him, and to give somebody a second chance, which they don't do very often, and it seems like they've completely recycled that career and tried to get it back going because they really do believe in him. And if nothing else, just to spite CM Punk, because they do that kind of thing sometimes.
Well, okay, we've given a lot of yeses so far. I don't know that Ryback is going to have the strap. I'm giving that one a no. We disagree there. But I don't feel strong about that.
All right.
Eric Rowan.
No.
I agree.
Not happening. Rowan needs repackaging really bad, and I hope this time off, this firing, that might be good for him. I think they'll bring back these 3 guys in different ways. I hope at least one of them comes back as a heel. I would vote for Ziggler on that. But I don't know if that's going to happen. But I think the one way that Rowan needs to come back is eventually just kind of come back and repackage. It's not necessarily a new name or anything, but just repackage.
His character needs some sort of definition or direction. and it's got neither right now. So I'm going to agree with a no. Think about this one. You got 3 years. Rusev.
I'm going to stick with my original thought on that, and I'm going to say no. Rusev has impressed me. He has done better than I ever thought he would do, and he continues to impress. Now, will that spell world title? I don't think so. Will it spell world title contender? Absolutely. But no title.
You nailed it. I see him in the main event picture. I don't see him as a world champion. But we could be wrong. All right, we mentioned this name earlier. Dolph Ziggler.
Yes, 100% yes. And if it doesn't happen in the next year and a half, Dolph may look for something else to do. But I think yes.
I hate to disagree with you. I want him to win the world title. I'm going with a no. I don't see him winning the big one, sadly, and it's a shame because he deserves it. He has the best matches night after night after night, but I don't see him with the world title. They never put a lot of faith in him for long, and that drives me crazy. Wade Barrett.
I'm going to say no on Wade Barrett. I'd really like to say yes, but he's taken a lot of steps back, unfortunately. He could be in that role right now where Seth Rollins is. He could be in that role where a Rusev is at this point, but just the injuries have taken him so far back, and once you have so many of those, it's hard to get your traction.
I just can't see him with a legitimate title run, unfortunately. He's going to be great in the mid-card and with the Intercontinental title. I think he does a very good job in that level. I don't see him with the Cenas and the like.
Here's the weird part in my brain is because I really don't like when they hotshot titles on the guys real soon. The last really good one was Brock Lesnar, back in 2002. Mm-hmm. That was fine. I mean, his rise was perfect. When they did it to Sheamus, it was too early. It's hurt his career. But I will say that, they had a big shot with Barrett back with the Nexus,
NXT,
and they didn't follow up on that, and that would have been a good shot for him.
I agree with that.
Didn't happen.
But yeah, I say no now. All right, I got a few more for you here. Let's talk about this one's tough. Cesaro.
I will say no, and only because I don't think Vince knows what to do with him. I don't think the creative knows what to do with him. I think he's extremely talented. He will be in the main event picture by at least the end of the next 3 years. But a title, I don't see it. Now, I wish I was wrong, but
I agree. He's another guy, you nailed it. They don't know what to do with him. Mm-hmm. And every time he gets some sort of momentum going, it almost seems like they want to stop it. Yeah. They don't know what to do, and I agree, main event picture, not a world champion. Damian Sandow.
No. I think he's destined, even with the streak he's got going right now, with the fans behind him. I think he's destined to be in the mid card. And I hope it doesn't turn into strictly a comedy gimmick, but I think it will.
I think he is. I think he's a Santino. There's no way. I'm saying a no way on that one. Luke Harper.
I don't think so, but I think he does have potential to win it eventually. The next 3 years, he needs some development. But I mean, great worker, great size. Even just tells the story with his face. Not ready yet, but he'll be there.
See, here's the thing with Luke Harper, and I think I agree with you. I think it's a no, but I can see him with Kane-like runs,
Mm-hmm.
Where
absolutely.
They're never long, but they're necessary. You know what? I'm switching.
That's great. You know what? I never thought about that until you said that. But that's a perfect role for him as Kane. He could be there for years and years and years, and he's a better worker than Kane. I mean, Kane's great, but I mean, he's that's great. I like that.
So I think that it won't be like world title status, but still he'll wind up with the strap, in my opinion.
Okay.
And then the last one is anybody currently on the NXT roster
as world champion.
Anybody.
I will say
3 years, 2018.
I'll say yes, and the only one that I think, and honestly, this is where I feel bad for Bray Wyatt, only because he's had such a huge impact. Kevin Owens will overshadow him, and Kevin Owens will be, let's face it, there's not a lot of just, kind of short and stocky guys that make it.
Okay.
And you're not going to have two of them at the same time. Kevin Owens will overshadow Bray Wyatt, and if anybody has a chance, it's Kevin Owens.
I know that there's a lot of talented people on the NXT roster right now, but I think given the 3-year limit, no.
Okay.
I think no. So we've got some good stuff here. I'm going to hold on to this so that we can ever. And this is what's the date?
3
January.
years later, we might not. We might be dead.
So
I don't know.
it would be 1/8/18 is when these people need to be champions by. So let us know if you agree, disagree on any of these games. This was fun, I thought.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
So we can talk about this, and we'll have some future I told you so's later on in the Enhancement talent. Hopefully they're still running in January of 2018.
There we go. And nobody even said Heath Slater. Didn't even ask me Heath Slater. What were you thinking?
What are you? All right, Heath Slater. I'm going to go with a no.
No.
With that, thank you for watching. We'll be back on Monday with a new edition. Please subscribe to our videos to get them before everybody else does, and we will see you later.